Hello, hello. As promised, I made part 2 so that everybody can make their Santa hats. So if you couldn't find that witch hat, no worries, because you're still going to be able to make this hat for the Santa boxes at Dollar Tree. So let's get started. So here are the supplies that you're going to need to make the other version of the Santa hats that everybody's having a hard time finding because we use that little plastic witch hat. The only thing is it's going to be a little taller because we are going to use the cone from Dollar Tree. So as you can see, this little bitty hat that we use is going to be a little bit higher, but by the time you put the pom-pom on there, it's not going to matter. So this is the little box that everybody's looking for, and everybody's getting excited already that they can't find them. You will find them, I promise you. They are available on the Dollar Tree website. Just search gift boxes and bags under holidays. You'll find them. The only thing with ordering them online is you're going to get this one. You're going to get the snowman, and yes, we have a video on how to make this little hat coming up, so be patient. It's going to be there. Check my YouTube channel or follow me on Facebook. And the thing about this one is this is like the large box, and then there's this size. So with the hats we're making, you can use it on the two sizes, and then they have a smaller box, and they have like a real mini box, which we can try and figure out how to make the little hats for them like down the road. But right now, these are perfect for cookies and gifts and teachers' gifts and things like that. So these are the ones we're going to work with. If you order online, you're going to get this size, plus those two other sizes, but you're also going to get a poinsettia box. So if you buy them online, you can have them shipped to your store for free. Bring your printed receipt with you and exchange what you don't want at the store. That's all you have to do to guarantee you're going to get them, okay? But the stores will begin to get them because it's a new item. So just keep looking. Don't get frustrated. Don't give me the thumbs down because you can't find them. That's not my fault. I'm really not affiliated with Dollar Tree. I just love their products. I love sharing the craft. So you're going to need the box. And again, they have the 4 sizes. There's an extra small, a medium, and a large. So look for the medium and the large for these hats that we're going to be making. Okay? Then Dollar Tree only sells one size cone. People will say, well, what size is the cone? The cone size is 6.9 by 2.9. 6.9 inches by 2.9 inches. And again, here's a close-up of the size that you need for the cone if you want to look for it somewhere else. But again, it doesn't matter. Just look for a cone for the size hat that you want, okay? So that's the way you got to do things. You've got to reach within and find that creativity to figure out that this cone can also be an ice cream cone. It can also be a unicorn. You can use things differently than what they're intended to be used for, and that's what crafting is. The other thing you're going to need are the discs. They come in a 2-pack at Dollar Tree. I have it upside down, so there's the size you need, okay? Oh, I had it right the first time. It's 4.8 by 7.5 inches, okay? So it's like 3/4. This is what you're going to need. They come in a 2-pack. The other thing you're going to need, of course, is the pipe cleaners. And with the pipe cleaners, again, I buy these at Hobby Lobby. You can use them when they're on sale. They have a coupon, so watch so you don't pay full price. But I like these because they have the variety of colors to work with. And you can also purchase them at Dollar Tree. It just depends on your preference. The other thing, of course, we put a little flower on here. So you're going to have different flowers, which I use that on this one, okay? So if you're going to buy the flowers, we're going to, again, use the wire from the stems of the flowers. If you don't have any flowers or you're not going to use them, you can purchase these, which are the floral wire from Joanna Fabric, Hobby Lobby, Michaels. These are the things that you can use to do what we're going to do today, okay? So in every video, I also show you how I cut the mesh. And I always have my products ready to go so that nobody's waiting for me. And I'm going to show you guys how to cut that and how to roll it like I always do. And then we're going to use felt on this product. Okay, so in order to cut your mesh, and I just want to explain real quickly because I have people that comment that they don't understand this part. And I'm trying to help everybody and be patient because I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong that you guys aren't understanding. First of all, I take my tape measure, and you don't have to do it this way. You can do it however you are comfortable doing it. I take my tape measure, and on my table, just like this. Here's my tape measure. I put it down, and because this is a plastic table, I took a black marker and I went 6, 12, 18, and 24. If you don't want to write on your table, you can take a piece of tape. The reason you're doing this is because the rolls of mesh curl up, and to have the tape measure on top of it, it's just hard for me. So I chose to do it this way. The other question is, well, you're cutting it again into 3 inches. No, I'm not. I don't understand where people are getting that from. All you have to do is, when you lay one down and you put the other one on top of it like this, you have 2 pieces of mesh. Or if I took a third roll and I put it on top of there, I now have 3 pieces of mesh. And the reason I do that is because if I go from here to here and I cut it, okay, I'm cutting it. This is 6 inches. I have 2 pieces and I need 3 pieces per bundle. That's the only reason that I do it this way. Once you cut from here to here for 6 inches, that's all you need. You don't need anything else. So I don't know how else to explain that. I hope that you guys understand what I mean, because I get messages that it gets very overwhelming with some question as to, do I cut it in another third? And I'm not sure where you're getting that from. So I just wanted to emphasize that this is why I do it with stacking it on top of each other, and that's because I'm trying to cut my mesh quicker for my project, okay? So we have it cut, and as usual, like I said, I have all my things cut and ready to go. All I'm doing is showing you guys how to do it. I have several wreaths on my YouTube channel that if you want a full tutorial on how to do the different mesh wreaths and curling, none of my videos are longer than 30 minutes, or that's my cutoff point. I try to make it is because I know people want to get to it. There are several wonderful YouTube channels that are an hour or an hour and a half that can teach you from the start to the finish on how to do that. And I highly suggest that if some of you still need help, to go and watch those videos, because they're very, very helpful. I just don't like to do that because my time is limited, and some people, I get a lot of comments, they don't like that. So I try to keep it short. So we're just going to roll 2 of these so that you can see. Now, I don't have a zoom on my camera, so I cannot accommodate, I can't see, or you can't hear me. I'm trying to do the best that I can. So here is my table, here's my hand, here's my table, okay? So if I put this on the table and I roll it, okay, there you have it. Okay, that's 1. Let's curl another one. That's 2. And let's curl 1 more. Okay, so we have it like this. It's like this. And we roll it. And I realize there are times that I sound like I'm frustrated, and my frustration is that I want to help everybody. And I don't understand what it is that I'm doing that everybody can't understand, because I do watch all my videos and I edit all of them. And it could be that I am going through a rough time myself, so I get frustrated. But I want to help all of you, and I can't answer all your questions. So I'm doing the best that I can. All right. A lot of people have commented that they watch the video and they'll make the item as they're watching the video, and they'll stop it as they're going along, and that might be helpful for a lot of you, okay? So please watch entirely and pay attention to some of the small details that will help you, okay? So we tied it with our little pipe cleaner. Here's our pipe cleaner. What we did was we put it in the center. These ones I'm going to come around so that it's kind of all the way wrapped around it. So we don't have that little stem like we did before, because we're going to actually add wire in here, because we're going to add these to our styrofoam. Okay, so we'll do it one more time. Okay, here's our curl. Roll it up. Okay, and then roll it up. Okay, we rolled all 3, and here we go. We're tying it, we're twisting it, and I'm just going to bring it around the front and bring it down. Okay? So we got that done. Okay, so we did 2. That's all we're going to do today. We're not going to do any more. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our felt, and we're going to take our cone. Okay, so we're going to open this up. And if you guys, like I said, if you want to do the mesh, you most certainly can. I'm just going to do it this way because most Santa hats are made out of like a soft felt. And of course they have the pom-pom and everything on it. And what I'm going to do is I am going to overlap this like this. So I'm going to hot glue this down, and then I'm going to wrap this into the cone. Okay, so you're just going to take it and you're going to wrap your cone. Just like that. And we're going to glue it down. Okay, so we wrap the cone just like you would an ice cream cone. And the top here, you can add a little piece of glue, but again, it doesn't really matter because we're going to add our pom-pom on top. Okay, so let's take our hot glue. And I'm so happy because my hot glue gun is ready to go today. Okay, and I get people that will comment on my YouTube channel, well, I would do it this way. And you know what? I think you should. I think you should do whatever you want to do and what works for you. And I try to share what I know how to do and what works for me. So you can do whatever you want to do. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it around. Okay? So that's all we did was wrap it like a cone. Okay? And if you want to fix this a little more so that it's, you know, your pom-pom's going to be up here. So this really doesn't really matter. But just fix it however you want to fix it. And I'm going to glue this. And I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to glue it all the way down. So look, my hat part is already done. Okay, so let's come down and glue this all the way down. And I always tell you guys get frustrated sometimes because you can't find certain ways to do things, and just give me time. I will do everything I can to help you. And I don't like that everybody gets so upset sometimes because they want to make something, but they can't. Okay, so we're at this bottom part here. And all I'm going to do, now if you wanted to, you could just trim this and then glue this, but I am actually going to fold it in. Okay, so I'm folding this in. Okay. And I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut this little piece off right here. Okay. But you can do it however you want. If you want to cut it all the way around and have that circle, this part does not matter because it's going to get glued down to our second styrofoam piece. Okay? So we're going to take this and we are going to add glue in there. Okay? And we're just gluing it down. Okay? So the bottom part of this does not matter. And we do have this little seam here, but this is the back part of the Santa hat. And every Santa hat has a seam. It's got to be either sewn or whatever. It's got to be done. So just hold that until it's dry. Okay. Let's just put that glue on there. Hold it till it's dry. And then we're going to add this to our styrofoam. Okay, and you get 2 of these in here. So this is great that you can make 2 hats from one of these. Okay, so we have 2. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take our hat and we're going to glue it to here. We're just taking it and we're gluing it to here. And you can see that it's kind of tucked under there. It doesn't matter because you're not going to see it. It's glued to this now, okay? And the only reason I emphasize a lot of things is because people say, well, you can see that that's uneven. No, you can't because we're plopping it on here, okay? So you can't see it. And once we add our mesh around here, you're not going to see it at all. It doesn't matter, okay? So let's just hold it down. And I am pressing very hard because I want it to be very secure with the felt the way I folded it in, okay? So, and I want it to be nice and secure. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take our snips because we're going to start cutting wire. Okay? So let's put this aside for 1 second. And let's take our stem from our flowers. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do this 2 ways. Okay? So, where did I put? Here it is. Okay, I just wanted to show you this. Okay, if you have the stem of the flowers, I would say to try and cut off, you know, from the base, about right here. Okay? So you need it to be from here to here is 4 inches. Okay? So if we were to take wire, because we don't have any flower stems, we would take and we would cut this wire 4 inches. Okay, so you can decide however you want to do it, whatever works best for you. So there's 2 options. You can use the flower stems, or you can use the wire. It doesn't matter, okay? So we have both. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take one of our little curls. Remember, there's 3 in a bunch, 6 inches long. And we're just going to take it and we're going to fold it over and we're going to pinch it together, okay? Then what we're going to do is we're going to take our hat and we are going to go into the base of the hat. Okay? So right now, you can see that we can see in here. But as we start to add them, it's going to start filling out, okay? I promise you, it is going to start filling out. So let me cut. I like to use the wire. I have it. The only thing is when you go a little smaller, like the smaller pieces, it's a little bit harder to get it in. So you do kind of need 4 inches or more. Okay? But I'm going to use them anyway because I have them here. Okay? So we're going to take, again. Okay? We're going to put this on here. And you want that poofy side like this to be up. Okay? And we're just going to add another one. We're going to go next to it. Okay? So we're just adding it into the styrofoam. And we're pushing. Okay? And as you start to put these closer and closer, it's going to start closing up. Okay? So that's all you have to do. And you need about 20 to 24 of these bunches. It really just depends on what you choose to do. Okay? Okay, so see, as we're going, you can't see anything, okay? We're going to do another one. And like always, I am going to finish mine up. And I'm going to come back and show you my finished project. So you see what I mean? All I'm doing is taking my wire, whether it's a floral wire or a regular wire, I'm folding it in half, so it's like this. And the length doesn't matter because you're shoving it into the styrofoam, okay? And then you're just holding your mesh like this, and you're going like this, okay? So it's just like that, and you have it like this, okay? So there you have it. Okay, again, we're just taking it. Do you see it right there on the styrofoam? And you're just pushing it in. Okay. And again, it's getting full, so you can't even see in there. Okay. So let's do another one. Let's push it in here. And you can decide how many you want to do, because remember, with the mesh, you're going to be able to start moving it around so that it fills everything in. And look at in the center here and everything, because it's starting to get full, you don't even need anything. It's all going to work out in the end. You just got to keep going with the flow. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come back as soon as I have our whole wreath done. We're going to either, if you want, you can add a piece of felt on the bottom of this, which is what I'm going to do because this is a gift for someone. And then once we have our felt on the bottom, we're just going to add our 2 pieces of Velcro like we have on this one so that it keeps the hat down and sturdy, okay? So that's all we're going to do. And when we add our Velcro, it goes onto the mesh itself like I have it on this one. Okay, you'll see the mesh is there and there. It's not on the frame, it's on the mesh itself to keep the hat down. Okay, so I will be right back when we're all done. Okay, so we're back and we have our hat completely done. And as you can see, you can't see your little picks or anything. And if you can in certain areas, like right there, you're just going to move the mesh around and it's going to be fine. Now, all we have left to do is put our pom-pom on. And I know I have people that are asking me, how do I make my pom-poms? I do have a kit from Amazon. They have several that you can choose from. I will post my favorites soon along with how to make them. But for today, you can go to YouTube and just Google and you might be able to save some money and make them out of cardboard. So just put in Google pom-pom tutorial with cardboard YouTube and it'll take you to all the videos that will help you make your own. So all we're going to do is we're going to add our pom-pom to the top of our Santa hat, and I'm going to move the yarn around just so that I have a nice flat surface, so when I put it on here, it covers up my top really, really nice, okay? Now, for some of you that say, well, I don't like how tall that Santa hat is. Okay, well, if you don't like how tall it is, this cone here is 6 inches, and from the base of this witch hat to the top is 4 inches. So all you have to do is take your cone, okay, so here's our cone, and all you have to do is measure up 2 inches and cut it off before you put it on your circle. Okay, so all you got to do is cut 2 inches off. I would use a sharp steak knife or something so that you get a nice even slice, and then just put that base onto here. But you have to remember, if you do that, because we're using a whole different setup, if you take off 2 inches, this is going to be really, really full, sort of like this one, because you can barely see like the red hat. You see it's under there and it's cute and everything. So you just have to decide what you like better. So let's just finish this one off so you guys can get an idea of what it looks like. And the other thing we're going to do is we're going to put a piece of felt on the bottom of this one to give it a nice finished look. So all we're going to do is we're going to take this one. And the way I do things is really different than the way a lot of other people do it. You can do it however you want. I am a shortcut taker, so what I would do with this is I would just put it up against here, and because it's styrofoam, it's kind of sticking. See that it's kind of like stuck to it. And I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut around it. Now, some of you may want to take a black marker, so I'll just do it that way to show you guys what I mean. Okay, so we're on the table here. Okay, and all we're going to do is we're going to trace this. Okay, we're going to trace our circle. Okay, so I'm on the table, if you can see. We're just tracing this all the way around. Okay, don't want to have to keep moving my camera back and forth. So all we did was trace the circle onto our felt. We're going to cut this out. And I would have done it the other way and just cut around it, but I figured I might as well show you guys the easiest way so that you get a nice, finished, clean look. Okay. So let's keep going all the way around. We're going to hot glue this to the underside to give it a nice finished look so you don't see our little wire sticking underneath that hat. Okay. Trying to do this with a steady hand here. And if you have any of the black marker showing, like, you know, on your outline, then just use the side with the marker is the side we're going to glue down. So this will fit perfectly underneath there and give it a nice finished look. Okay, so we're just going to glue this on. I got my new glue stick here, ready to go. And I am going to put my glue on the styrofoam all the way around. Okay, so you can see how I'm doing this. And I've had people ask me about the different glue guns. Alright, so here's my take on glue guns. A lot of you are saying it's not holding with a hot glue gun. There are 3 temperatures on a glue gun. There is cold, there is low, there is a medium, so almost there's 4, and then there's hot. In all my projects, I use hot glue. I don't use cold. I don't find it works. I don't like the low. It's not hot enough. The medium, some things fall off. The hot, you're guaranteed it's always going to work. So I suggest getting a good glue gun. If you're buying them from like a Family Dollar or whatever, those are not real good glue guns. And like right now, this is still really, really hot. And you saw how long ago I put it on. And I'm going to put this on, and it's the perfect temperature right now for me to finish this off to get my nice finished bottom on it. Okay, and it's sticking perfectly because that hot glue is so hot that it's just working the way I want it to work. So I always say use hot glue. I will post some links soon. I have a few ideas. Now that we have that on the bottom too, what we're going to do is we're going to push this so that it's kind of giving you a nice flat surface, so when we put it on our Santa hat, or our Santa face I should say, that it kind of clears the way so you can see the eyes and things, okay? So now what we're going to do is we are going to trim up some of these. I don't have a lot of them. Like I said, I do get some fraying, but I don't get a lot. Okay? And we're going to add our pom-pom. So again, I said we're going to part the way of the pom-pom. Okay, so that we have a nice flat surface in here. And again, I'm going to add it to here, because I want it to be nice and thick when I put my pom-pom on top. Okay, so there. Now, I don't know, I think it's a personal preference. If you wanted to use these on a table, I don't know, I think that the larger shape kind of looks kind of cute, because you can really see that it's a Santa hat. So this might be what some of you guys might want to do, and this is such an adorable table display or whatever you want to use it for. But again, you're not limited because you can cut these down. You can cut these down to size. And you can also do like an elf hat. So if you wanted to, you can take and you can make this like red or green and then switch, you know, opposite. So you can do this maybe in a peppermint. How cute would that be? A peppermint felt with some green and make an elf hat. And if this is peppermint and this is green, then make a green pom-pom and you have a little elf hat that you can do. So there's so much you can do with the different things that I'm showing you. Okay, so now all we have left to do is we are going to add our Velcro. Okay, so on our other video I showed you we add either male or female on this side, and then we're going to add it to the hat. Now when you put the hat on, you'll see that the center part is not where, this is not wide enough, so it has to go onto the mesh. But now remember, we have this part here, so one of these sides is going to get that seam no matter what, but every Santa hat has a seam, so it's not a big deal. So what we're going to do is we are going to measure, just to be on the safe side, how wide this box is. And this box is 5.5 inches wide. Okay, so it's 5.5 inches wide, and that's where we need our Velcro to go. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to measure 5.5 inches. Okay, so we're measuring from here to here, and that's where we're going to put our Velcro. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put my male Velcro on this side, and then I'm going to measure it. I'm going to put it on that side, so it's exactly where I need it to be. Okay? When you buy Velcro from Dollar Tree, it comes like this. So you do get male and you do get female. I already have my female on the box, and what I did was I did not, let's see, I cut it about 2 inches. I did not, oh I did, I cut it in half. So like for instance right here, okay, so if I were to cut this off, it's in 2 pieces like this. So you get both sides. So I don't have another box right now because they don't have any more boxes. I didn't find them at my Dollar Tree yet. So you're just going to glue that down to those sides. So you're going to do the exact same thing with this one here. Okay? So we have our hat with the back side here. So this means a piece of Velcro needs to go on this side of our hat and on this side of our hat. Okay? So let me add it to the one side first. And you want to add your hot glue to this piece, not here, because you want to be able to just put it on and measure it. And you don't want the hot glue all over your hat. Okay, so we have a piece of the Velcro here, and now we said it was 5.5. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the other piece of Velcro, and we're going to measure from here to here. Okay, so right here is 5.5, right here, okay, on our hat. All right, can you see that? 5.5 is right here, and that's going to connect the top of our Santa box really nice. Okay, so I got some hot glue under here. Not that it matters, but I can be pretty particular on occasion, and I don't like it in there, so I'm going to cut a little piece of it out. Okay, so now what we need to do is take this other piece, we're going to glue it like we did the other one. Okay, so that's all done. We're going to take our tape measure, and these they sell at Dollar Tree. You can get the tape measure, and it comes with another one as well. So I picked it up with my finger. And we're going to go from here, our line, to here. And that brings me to right here. Okay, so from there to there, I'm right on the money where I need to be. Let me just move it over here. And I can always readjust my mesh as well. Okay? So now I did it too. My hot glue dried fast that time because I was goofing around trying to show you guys where to glue it. So, you know, while you do have some time, you can't... I know exactly where it needs to go because I was watching as I was gluing. Okay, so it needs to go onto the mesh. And you want to make sure that it's on the mesh because you're going to be pulling that hat off and on. Okay? So now we have from here to here, 5.5, right on the money. So remember, 5.5. Okay, so let me do it this way. So you can see 5.5 is where it needs to be, and it's right on the money, 5.5. Okay, so now our hat is completely done. And we're just going to see, I want to add a little bit more hot glue on the sides of my pom-pom to make sure it's not going to be wobbling back and forth. Okay, so I'm going to add a little glue there on this side. And a little bit of hot glue on the other side so that it stays nice and firm on here. Okay. And we're all done. So now we have these done. So the next one's going to be the Santa hat for our little snowman, and we're going to do that one next. Okay, so you can find all of these on my YouTube channel. And again, let's put this on, and let's do our ta-da. Okay, so it's there, and it's there, and I can feel my Velcro under there. Okay. And there we have it. It's all done now. Okay, so now that we have it on there, you guys can adjust your mesh however you want to do it. And you're going to have to push down because you need that Velcro to stick to it. And you can feel it's in there. And now we have our new Santa hat all done. And all you have to do is puff it up so that your eyes aren't being hidden. And you're all done. Now, some of you may want to add, but look, it's not coming off, so it's not a huge deal. If you wanted to add another piece of Velcro in the front, you most certainly could. It's entirely up to you. But here is another way for you guys to continue making your Santa hats and be able to give these as gifts with no problem. And even if the backside has, you know, the line in there, it doesn't really matter. You can decide how you want to do it, but you can also put this little ribbon for the handle inside the hat so that both sides are exactly the same. And this is a great way to display a gift, candy, cookies, or anything like that, and you are all finished. Now, here's the other thing you guys might want to do. I prefer to have the seam in the back so it looks nice and even, but if one of you or any of you wanted to put the seam on the side, it's entirely up to you. But like I said, all Santa hats have a seam, and you can see they're not that much different other than this one's small and this one's tall. And like I said, all you have to do is cut this down if you wanted to make it a little bit smaller, and you have that option with the cone from Dollar Tree. Okay, so next one is going to be this one here, and this one is a little bit different completely. The way we make this one, but this is also a very, very cute one to make, and I already have somebody that wants this one that I have here. And I'm going to give it away because they asked me for it. So you'll get a lot of requests for these too, and you can sell these at craft shows. So until our next video, go and get some styrofoam and your round styrofoam from Dollar Tree and get making these. And don't get discouraged if you can't find the boxes. They will be out soon. So happy crafting, and until our next video, have fun. Bye now.